Hello, my dear students. Hope you are doing very good at your home. Is it? Here I am again with another chapter. Today, we are going to discuss, study the first chapter from our first unit. Is it? So we are just starting. And I have already given you the introduction about the first unit. And we had already studied the second chapter, I Will Fly by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. This is another chapter, so I'm very much happy to share this chapter with you and having a great time with you also. So I hope you are also enjoying the words with me. Okay, so let's celebrate the days. Okay, or whoever try to block us or to make us in home, but we will enjoy it, is it? Because our attitude is like that. Nobody can block us, nobody can defend our happiness, is it? So be happy, be safe. That's always good when you're at home, because it's up to us to be happy or sad. So here we go to the first chapter of our first unit. The name of the first chapter is His First Flight. His First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty. When we study a chapter, we would understand many things from that chapter, is it? There would be many things to understand, many things to study from a chapter. Basically, this is a story. This is a story by an Irish writer. So, when we study a story, we would get many things to add to our language skill, to our personal skill, and everything will be improved by studying a chapter. So from this chapter, the first thing we have to study about an author, a famous writer. So that would be great whenever we read a text, whenever we read a book, and if we get information about the author, that would be great, because when we are able to know an author, we would understand the way he writes, the way he thinks, then we would get a great idea about his works. So let's start about knowing about our author. So let me talk something about Liam O'Flaherty. Before that, you just read this. I mean, this is what your textbook provides. So you should at least know about this text. So just read this text about Liam O'Flaherty, then I will explain. Okay. Hope you have read it. Liam O'Flaherty, born in 1896, died in 1984, so at least you can count his age. And he is an Irish novelist and a storyteller. One thing you have to remember when you read his biography, that is, his themes when he writes, it will be always psychological. Means he would like to motivate his audience, motivate his readers. That's why you can see many psychological elements in his stories, as well as in the story we are going to study also. His first flight is also something about psychological. I mean, I already told you the first unit itself is about building confidence and tackling your fear, and building a self-confidence and overcome your fear. Everything will be there in this first unit, as well as in this first chapter also. His first flight is also about building confidence and overcoming the fear. Okay, so as you have read in the first part, this chapter is also about building confidence and overcoming fear and being independent in life. That word is highly important. Being independent means not become greedy of many things or boast yourself that I am an independent person, I don't want the help of others. It's not so. Each and every human being needs the help of other human being, is it? In one or another time, at least think when we were babies, our mother was helping us to walk, is it? To run, and our teachers will help us to study many things. So almost everything in the nature is interdependent. But self-dependent or I am dependent myself means we don't have to seek the help of others for many things. We have a self-confidence to face many things. And the second theme which you get from the chapter is about overcoming your fear. A fear is always a problem which we face in our life, is it? When we fear anything, at least you imagine you were stuck in front of a dog, a stray dog, which comes to bite you. So once you fear, when a sudden fear comes to your mind, usually the dog will become more courageous. He would come to beat you. He would come to bite you also, and you will be beaten by him. Is it? He will defeat you, right? Same time, when you meet a dog and you are brave enough, you take a stone, what happens then? Sure, that dog will run away, is it? That's the point. When you have a fear in yourself, and all our life is about our mental ability, mental stability, and our courage and bravery to move forward. If we have that much courage, nothing to fear. If we want to be a successful man in our life, no need of getting many resources from outside or inside of the textbook or anything else. You just get rid of your fear, be happy, courageous, healthy. Sure, you can win your life. That's why from this chapter also, Liam O'Flaherty wanted to tell us about being courageous, being brave. Okay, that's all about him. So coming to the chapter, I have told you the first thing you have to study from a chapter is knowing the author. And the second thing is understanding the theme of the story. This is a story of a bird, a small seagull. You heard about seagull, okay? It's a story of a seagull who was, I'm not going to tell the story, okay, anyway, because when we already tell the story, we will not be interested to listen to the chapter, I think, okay? Like what, when we go to watch a movie, somebody already told us about the story of that movie, so we don't get a thrill, is it? And we suppose when we together watching a movie with my friend, then he had already watched that one, and what will happen, he will tell the story and the next coming steps, everything. So we don't like it. So I'm not going to tell you the story, but one thing about the story, I would like to tell you one thing, that this is about overcoming the fear in your life. So there was a seagull and he had some fears himself. How he overcome that, how he could overcome that, that is the story all about. That's the theme. And building confidence is also coming in that part, and false judgment of ourselves. For example, in our life we would have a judgment about ourselves that I am not able to do that much thing in my life. Suppose if a teacher call you, come onto the stage, would you please speak something, or are you ready to speak something, would you please sing? So I'm not able to sing, I'm not a singer, so please don't compel me, like we say like that, is it? But it's not like that. If you are, whenever someone tell you to do anything, you tell, I'm ready, I'm a ready person, I can do that. So there you are just tackling the fear or the false judgment about you. At least make a try, give a try, and if you fail, at least you could understand that, so I am not able to do that because I tried it once. Without trying, how we can tell that we were not able to do it or not? So this chapter is about trying and winning. When we try something, we will get it, okay? So hard work and the determination and the perseverance, and another thing, trying, the mentality to try it again, try it again, try it again. That makes success in life. It comes. So first thing about author, the second thing about the theme. I'm not going to talk about the theme widely, you will get it from the text itself. And some linguistic elements. When we come to this chapter, whenever you read it, you just have to keep on 3 points when you read this. First thing about the vocabulary, and the second thing about the grammar. Grammar means reported speech, and adjectives and adverbs. So coming to the vocabulary, you will get many words related to the sea, nature, everything. I hope there will be many good words which will be helping you to get more vocabulary. You can enrich your vocabulary skill when you read the text. And I will explain if there is any complicated words and which seems not familiar to you. I will explain the meaning with pronunciation and all. I will explain that. Maybe I can give you some visual images of that words also, then it would be easy for you to understand, is it? So second thing about the reported speech, I told you reported speech means when you come to the grammar, all this chapter tells in the way of reported speech. So sometimes we have a way of studying reported speech, like so today I would like to teach you reported speech. So come, there is the first person, second person, so come to the past participle, use have, had, would, will. Like when you study a reported speech like that, you will forget it very fast also. Very soon you will forget it. But when you study it from a text, there are two ways of studying grammar. First, we study grammar, then come to the language, or we study language, then come to the grammar. So if you can study the grammar from a text which was not built for studying grammar, then you can remember it. So I humbly request you, whenever you go through the text, understand the reported speech and how it's used. It is very clear in the textbook. Almost every elements, almost every sentences are in the way of reported speech. So whenever you read had or have or has anything, that would be there in your reported speech style, so you can understand that. And I told you about vocabulary and adjective and adverb. That doesn't matter, is it? So like some have many words, how to explain a thing, which word we can use when we explain things. Many things are there. Okay, that's about the text. That's about the text which you can understand. And after reading a story from this chapter, I'm going to give you introductions about it. After reading the story, what you have to earn as a linguistic or a writing skill is about review writing. When you read a story, when we study a story, we must be able to write the review of the story. I think we had a class 1 week ago for our reading day. A special day was there and a special task were there to read a story and to write and make a visualization of that review. And many of you have done it very well, and I appreciate you all on that. And I hope 1 or 2 were there also mischievous, not doing that. I hope so. Anyway, if you can, there is time, you can do that and send it to me. At least I can understand how you perform, and if there are many mistakes, I can correct you. I'm not a perfect man, but if I find as a teacher, I can correct you. That's my duty also. So that would be great. Review writing is an important thing you should study in your life. Suppose you read a book and you want to tell about that book to a person, okay, or you read a novel and you want to talk about that novel, then when you study a certain format or other thing, it would be good, okay. So review writing, how to write a review, how can we tell someone about the text we have read, that also you have to read from this chapter. And another thing you have to understand, you will get some visual images. I mean, this story take place in a coastal area, in a rock, in a cliff, in a brink, in a hedge, and many woods are there. I will explain all that. So you will get a visual image. So whenever you read a story, imagine you are in that land. For example, if a story starts, once upon a time there was a boy who was sitting nearby the sea, Then you imagine a boy sitting in the sand or in a beach. Then only you can understand and you will get the full elements of that story. You will enjoy that story very well when you are ready to imagine yourself about that story. That boy is sitting there like that. Whenever you read this chapter, his first play by Liam O'Flaherty, you should imagine that you are sitting there and you should imagine yourself as the characters of, especially when we watch movies, maybe we are thinking, imagine ourselves, I am the hero of that film. And if you are thinking like that, it's quite easy for you to understand and to experience and enjoy the story. Okay, so I told you, when you read a story, you should know about the author, you should know about the theme, you should know the linguistic elements and the grammatical elements. I told you reported speech, adjectives, adverbs, and I didn't explain all this, but you should understand in between. Okay, if we need, I will explain. Okay, report speech and other things will be coming in next class or in coming class, and review writing also. Okay, so understand about this. I hope you will go through all this. Okay, so before going to the story, let me tell you one more thing. This story's theme is giving motivation from the part of nature. Maybe you think, how can a seagull can give us motivation? And I told you this is about motivation, building confidence, and I told you this is story of a seagull, a small bird. Understand, many things in our nature will give us motivation, is it? So from birds, from sea, if you are observing the nature, there are so many things which give us great motivation to move forward with our life. For example, any animal, bird, natural things like trees, many things are there. Let me tell you one of the natural facts about sea. Like we already know that 1/3 or the three part of, if we take this earth together and make it 3 part is water or the sea. But look at the sea, it's always moving. There are many tides. That's why we tell nobody can stop time and tide. Means already there are tides, always it will be there. It's not waiting for anyone. So be active. So if I ask you, who is the most active person, or what is the most active thing in the nature? It's sea. Always active, not silent, is it? So being always, it's moving. So sea gives us a lesson. All the major part of the earth is moving always. Like that, we are in a small part, so we should also move, active, like a sea. Okay, like that, many other birds will give us motivation. Like, have you heard about eagles? Their rebirth. Have you heard about it? Which species live long in the group of birds? It's eagle. And you heard the phrase or the idiom eagle eye. Eagle eye means we use, oh, he has an eagle eye. Otherwise we tell, oh, my eagle eyes will be on you always. Means I will observe you well. Eagle eye, so eyes of eagle. Like that, you should understand the history of eagle. I mean, from the upside, will be at the far end of the sky, he would be, and looking at the sea and finding a fish coming and picking it up. Oh, how beautiful it is it? So when you understand the story of eagle, there is something as a motivation. Maybe you heard about it. So I think I would like to show you a simple video to watch about eagle. You just watch it.
This is a story of an eagle. An eagle has the longest lifespan of its species. It can live up to 70 years. But to reach this age, however, the eagle must make some tough decisions. In its 40th year, its long, flexible talons can no longer grab prey, which serve as food. Its long, sharp beak begins to bend. Its old, aged, and heavy wings, due to their thick feathers, stick to their chest and make it difficult to fly. Then the eagle is left with only two options: die or go through the painful process of change. The process requires that the eagle fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest. There, it knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks it out. Then the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow before it plucks out the talons. When the new talons grow back, the eagle starts plucking its thick, heavy feathers. And after this, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for another 30 years. Why is the change needed? To survive and live. We too have to start the change process. We also have to pluck our unpleasant memories, negative habits, and fixed mindset. Only freed from the past burdens can we take advantage of the present. Let's soar again.
What do you feel about it? What do you feel? Is it? I told you, whenever we understand the natural fact, we will get motivation from that. Look at eagle. He was not ready to give up. He was trying, waiting. I told you in the first chapter, never expect a great success when you wake up from the morning. You should work hard, study hard. When you study hard, work hard, wait and make resources, then when you come out, you can be a great person. Like what? Eagle, if when he was old, if he tried to give up everything and he don't want to eat more, sure he will die of starving, is it? But eagle waited a lot, and he came, he was waiting for a rebirth, like that. When you study as a student all the time, people will be there, oh, still you are studying, you are not gaining many things. But you are waiting for a rebirth as a professional. Now you are a student. Now your birth is as a student, as a trainee. But once everything is over, after you have given an MBBS degree or engineering degree, and you're coming out as a rebirth to the world, to show the world, to prove them that you were something you were studying and you are just making some backups in your lives. Is it? Oh, that would be great. Not only the birds and other things. If you look at the trees, so I told you, nature gives us motivation. Okay, so another thing I would like to tell you about Chinese bamboo. Have you heard about it? Don't misunderstand that why I always talk all these things before starting the chapter. This chapter is about motivation from the nature. So at least you should know all this. Now I would like to tell you about Chinese bamboo. Have you heard about it? When you hear the story of Chinese bamboo, maybe you'll amazing. Just watch this. How do you feel listening about Chinese bamboo? And I heard many students talking to me, "Sir, why should I go to the entrance batch? I have to study, I have to go to the repeat, and I have to sit long time. For if I have to take an MBBS degree, 5 years I have to sit." But understand one thing, after 5 years, you are a doctor. And many students after plus 2, they tell, "I am not going to do a degree because I take 3 years. Why should I waste all that time? What if I go for a special course or any 6-month course and going for job?" Many students are there talking like that. What do you think about them? So understand the history of Chinese bamboo. It was there sitting and it was growing with his root. So make your root clear with all these years. When you come out after making your root clear, you will grow up. Is it? You can shine, you can prove yourself, show the world that you were studying and you are storing your heart, you are storing your brain. Is it? So that would be a great thing. So from the nature, understand all these things. That would be happy. So I'm not going much to explain about it. Anyway, let's go to the chapter. So I will be teaching the first 2 paragraphs only today. Okay. So many times I told you, again I repeat, don't forget to read the text. First of all, you have to read the text, then I will come to this. Okay. So read the text before I read. So let's start. His First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty. Let's start reading. What did you understand from the text? It's very clear, even it's very pure language and a standard language, polite language also. I mean, I hope you enjoyed reading such a text, is it? It would be good if you read with visualization. I told you, you should visualize and imagine at least a seagull is sitting on a hedge. So I think there will be some words which will not be familiar to you. So before you read it again, let me give you the meanings of some words. The first word is ledge. What do you mean by ledge? It's an end of a rock which is almost, in a horizontal part of a rock come to the edge. Okay, I think this photo will make it clear. Is it? That part is known as hedge. Okay, I'm sorry, ledge. The word ledge. And same time there is another word related with the rock or the ledge. It's brink. Brink means the last point or the narrow end of that ledge is known as brink. Okay, so I think you can understand the difference when you look at this photo. Clear, is it? Okay, so another word, I mean, you heard the word flown away. Flown away. Flown means the third form of the verb. I hope there will be 3 forms. You heard V1, V2, V3. Okay, usually there are like that. Another ing form and s form is there. So verb 1, present form, fly, past, flew, past participle. The word flown. Okay, flown away from your book, and he bent his head. Is it? Bent, B-E-N-T, a T of a tip. Bent means that's also the past and past participle of bend. Bent means B-E-N-D or bend. Okay, D of dog, bend. So bent, 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 bent. Okay, so just understand the difference between all that. Okay, so that's about vocabularies. Coming to the text, young seagull, he was alone, sitting alone on the ledge of that rock. His sister and brothers had already flown away. He could not make a fly, he could not make a try because he feared. Everybody was playing outside and he was looking all of them how to fly. I don't know. And once he just tried. One time he just tried to go forward, to fly, but he feared what to do. Because there was the big sea was stretched there, vast sea was, and it was behind him. He can't jump to that sea. So he feared. He came back, bent his head, and walked back. That was it. He walked back. He could not move. Even his brothers, sisters, everybody was playing there, flying there. He feared how I can fly. Even his wings were stronger than others' wings. But he had no confidence. He had no confidence to fly. That's about the first paragraph. Coming to the second paragraph, I hope in the first paragraph you understood that even he was feared. He could not make an attempt. Or he just went back to the ledge and he was sleeping at the night and he just started sleeping there. Is it? So coming to the second paragraph, just read the text. Here also you have some confusion about some words, is it? I hope this word will help you. The first word is muster up. What do you mean by muster up? Muster up means gather, power. He could not muster up the courage or the energy to fly. The mustering up means gathering power, gather something. Okay. And the second word comes like plunge. He could not make his plunge. Plunge, that especially boys and girls also doing the same thing in swimming pool. Like plunging means diving into the water or jumping quickly or diving into the water. That's known as plunge. So seagull could not make plunge. And another word like shrilly. His father called to him shrilly. Shrilly means loudly. So his father called him loudly, threatening him, just scolded him. He became desperate. Desperate means sad, very sad. And the last line you could find a word, for the life of him. For the life of him, that word is an idiom. An idiom means when we start that word, it has another meaning. When we combine together, that will get different meaning in most of the words. Like independently, that word will have another meaning. When we join together, get a new meaning. Like I will give an example that will make it clear. For example, what is the meaning of the word kick? Means kicking a ball, like Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, everyone. Okay, kicking a ball. And like me also, I'm not a football player, but I play football. Okay, so kicking a ball. What do you mean by bucket? Bucket, small bucket which you take water and many other things, is it? So what is the meaning of the word kick the bucket? Kick the bucket, when we coin that words together, kick the bucket, it means die, means pass away. Okay, so independently, kick has another meaning, bucket has another meaning. When we join it together, kick the bucket means die. So such words are known as idiom. So here is an idiom, for the life of him. For the life of him means after taking all the risk, he could not do that. Okay, for the life of me, I tried it. Means I tried my maximum, but I could not. For the life of me, I could not move forward. Okay, for the life of one. That's also an idiom. So that's about the vocabulary. Coming to the theme, that seagull, even his brothers, sister had flown away, and their wings were shorter than his wing, but he could not move. Once he tried, he could not muster up the courage. He became desperate, came back, and even his father and mother told him, if you are not coming, just sit there, get starved and die there. They were scolding him, threatening him, but he was not. For the life of him, he could not make a move because he had feared a lot. Because of the fear. I told you, when we have fear, we could not move. So from this 2 paragraph, what we understand, that a seagull is there sitting at the hedge. He tried to come to the brink. He could not move. He could not plunge. He could not come up. He could not flap his wings. He could not fly. He had feared. His mother and father scolded him shrilly, threatening him, you just stay there, starve there. Okay, so he bent his head and walked back to the hedge, and he was sleeping there. He could not make the move. So here in our class or in our society, we feel, we can see many people, they are not ready to come up because of the fear. When I tell you, if a bird is there, he is not able to fly, he is a bird, then what you will tell? You will laugh at that bird and tell, a bird is supposed to fly, then why he sits fear? Why he fear? Is it? You ask me the same question, so I ask you the same question. What you supposed to do? To study well, to get the peak? Even in human being, the history of human being, many people are there, they could achieve many greatness, is it? But still, you tell you cannot study, you cannot score the marks. So you are supposed to do that. So if you can tell, if you can laugh at a bird when he can't fly, other people can laugh at you when you tell, I can't study, I'm not motivated, so I'm feared, or what to do. If you tell also, people will laugh at you. So you are supposed to do many things to make the change in the world, to update this world. That's our duty. So if we are not able to do that, it's like the bird, it can't fly. Okay, that's what about the theme. So I hope you understood the first part. So in coming class, we will be having the second part. Don't forget to do the assignment works. Don't forget to write the examination. Okay, see you. Thank you for watching.